Hello everyone, this is Scared204 here, and welcome back to another Minecraft build showcase video. In this video, we'll be going ahead and taking a look at my HNLMS Ruyter. Ruyter was a light cruiser of the Royal Netherlands Navy. She was originally designed as a 5,000 long-ton ship with a lighter armament due to financial problems and the pacifist movement. Later in the design stage, an extra gun turret was added and the armor was improved. She was the seventh ship of the Dutch Navy to be named after Admiral Michael Adriaans Ruyter. Ruyter was the capital ship, or the flagship, of the Abdicon Defense Fleet. That was basically a coalition force of many allied countries that were supporting the resistance to the Japanese invasion of the Indo-Pacific. Mainly, the Ruyter was known for her role as being the flagship for the Dutch admiral that was in charge of that fleet. However, her service record was really lackluster. For being such a large ship, she was a light cruiser and very underarmed for her weight class, but she did never score a hit on any ship she fired upon. So she never once got a single hit and kind of just was eventually sunk by enemy action as a final last stand. So the ship itself, really lackluster service record, but I've always really liked the Ruyter for whatever reason. I think she's a very cool looking ship, and for a light cruiser, just looks super aggressive for a light cruiser. It's still weird to me that it is categorized as a light cruiser. It just definitely gives off some heavy cruiser type vibes and is pretty large for a light cruiser, at least I would think. But overall, it's a really interesting ship and one I was very happy to build and finally happy to release it as a download. So as I've watched this video, this is going to be available for download on My Planet Minecraft. You can go ahead and click that link in the video description or the pinned comment, and it will take you to the My Planet Minecraft page, in which you can go ahead and actually download the ship itself, and you can paste in your worlds, do whatever you want with it. But yeah, it's a really cool ship. I just want to do a video kind of showing you in-person showcase for those of you that don't have the luxury of just being able to download it. So now the ship here, the main kind of overall design aspect is we do have the camouflage it had, or supposedly had, when it was sunk. So we have the green, the black, and the white and the gray. So it's a really cool color scheme, something that is pretty unique to the ship, having a lot of green in the ship structure. So yeah, really cool. One of the reasons I wanted to build it too is just because of the cool camouflage on it. But start off on the front here, we have your forward bow of the ship. Really nothing too crazy with it. You have your anchors, the whole anchor system here with the chains and all that. As we move back, we get our first turret here, and this first turret is going to be a dual 150mm or 5.9-inch turret. So again, very small guns for the size of ship here. And then right behind it, we have a single mounted gun. So this here's just your standard single turret here, and just like the Tromp, which I haven't made a video on yet, but it does have a actual external loading system for it, so they would actually be able to pull shells up and feed it into this gun, as this gun was added on as a bit of an afterthought compared to these main guns, which were built originally with the ship being constructed. Right behind it, we have the conning tower, and the Ruyter has a very interesting conning tower for, again, a light cruiser. It's a pretty tall, kind of gives a battle cruiser type vibe conning tower to it, but the ship itself has some pretty light AA armaments on it, just some 450 cals located in this area. Of course, we have the big iconic Dutch spotlights around the sides, just some various detail and everything. This right here would be your pilot house located in this area, and then you have your, I believe this would be your armored bridge right there, and then you have the fire control or range finding and all that kind of stuff system located on the very top here. So it's very cool in that sense. It's awesome looking superstructure, to say the very least, and just looks pretty imposing for this size ship. Up on top here, we do have the flag raised. This is for the obviously the Dutch flag, and then right below it, I couldn't find an exact picture, but since this would have been a flagship of an admiral, I did include the at least U.S. Navy version, which is the blue, and it has the amount of stars compared with the admiral on board. So I did want to put that on there just to kind of highlight that this was a admiral or a fleet commander type vessel. So and I imagine it would have been flying a flag like that when it was sunk, because an admiral was on board. Right below it, we have basically your life deck or your lifeboat section here with all your various lifeboats and shuttling boats and all that stuff. Below here, we do have some details as well. It's a pretty plain area for the most part, but you do have some various details with equipment, a little ship bell, and stuff like that down here in this this section of the ship here. Now, as we go back up to here, we have the mid-deck cranes here, which would be used to move the boats and also to move the seaplanes, which we'll get to in a second. We have the funnel, and the funnel is pretty interesting in the design of it. It has like this armored or like this like sheet metal that kind of goes around the funnel for whatever reason. I'm not sure, and it has this little walkway around it. It's a pretty cool funnel and one of the more unique ones. But yeah, you have the funnel itself. Again, an air spotlight and more of the rigging and stuff like that for the ship itself. As we get to the kind of mid-deck section here, we do have lifeboats here as well. So these are the same style boats that are right there, just you know, positioned back here. There's a little opening right in here that you know, has some doors and stuff, so you could build a little bit of an interior if you really wanted to in the ship. And then we get to the seaplanes, and these right here are, I forget the exact names. They're a Fokker like V like I or something like that, but they're basically a Fokker designed seaplane, and this right here is done up in the actual scheme that they use for De Ruyter. She had her own color scheme that the seaplanes were used or were supporting. So have some orange mic markings and stuff like that, and the black pontoons. But this right here would be your catapult system, so it would be able to turn out to the side and launch your seaplanes if need be. And then you have the secondary seaplane that would be located right here. That would sit directly behind it. On the sides here, we also have these little, I guess, you know, platforms or staircases to be able to get onto the shuttling boats and stuff like that. Most likely, this would have been stowed upwards for the most part, but I like to have it hanging down just because I like the look of them on the side of the ship, and just adds a little bit more character to the ship itself. Then we have, we get back further, we have kind of the main A complement, and this is going to be 5 dual Bofors guns, so a total of 10 Bofors 40mm anti-aircraft guns, as well as a gun director here in the middle. Really kind of imposing anti-aircraft setup, but when you combine this with only the 450 caliber guns in the front, you kind of don't have much going on here in terms of AA. So very lackluster AA, and it was very common for a lot of the Dutch ships at the time. So continuing to work our way aft, we have basically this little section here right behind the anti-aircraft gun batteries, and we get into our next turret here, which is again in their dual 150 caliber gun turret. And then we get the last gun turret back here. This one's in green, which is pretty cool. Again, with that camouflage, it's really awesome. A lot of little deck details and all that stuff lean all the way to the back here of the ship. And on the back, we have, of course, the larger flag for the Netherlands. And then just for a little bit of the hull, we have the rudder, the propellers themselves, which I think came out really, really good for the ship. So very happy with those. Propeller shafts, all that, and just kind of here a quick look at the hull. Get nothing too crazy for it. It's a pretty simplistic hull for the most part. But yeah, that is pretty much the HNLMS De Ruyter. And as I mentioned, there is going to be some screenshots and also a download for it if you want to download it on Planet Minecraft. I just wanted to do an in-person kind of showcase to show you guys the ship itself. So if you're interested, head on over there and you know, check it out. With that though, thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Gary2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.